So there's a video with 7 million views claiming that if you add an egg to boiling milk, you'll never buy cheese ever again. I had no idea that was true, so let's give it a go and let's find out. So we're going to start off by taking a heavy base pan, just like this. A good base pan means the milk shouldn't burn. And now I'm going to take this viral video and follow it to the exact T to try and get the same results they did in their video. So let's see what happens. Into the pan we are adding 2 litres of whole milk. Now it's going on the stove. The video says the milk needs to be hot, but it doesn't tell you how hot. So I'm just going to take it up to a nice gentle simmer. And now in a separate bowl, crack in 3 eggs. And if you're aiming to crack eggs like a chef, just like this, tap them on a flat surface so you don't get any shell, and then hinge the egg open. And now mix. In the video it says mix it really well at this stage. I'm guessing that gets the egg or the protein and everything mixed together. And now it says add half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm using table salt, just putting that into the egg and I'm going to mix it around. Now what goes in next? 3 tablespoons of sour cream. As a chef, I'm presuming it's going to add a little bit of creaminess and the acidity is going to help split that milk. Now the original video says mix these two together really well. At the moment it just looks like eggs and cream and it's hard to believe this can turn into cheese. Let's do the next stage and find out. Now this proves that the video was either correct or I'm about to ruin a perfectly good pan of hot warm milk. Now a nice consistent pour as I stir the milk. Now if this does not split into curds and whey, we're not going to end up with any cheese. I'm using a spatula just to run across the bottom of the pan to make sure nothing burns, nothing catches, and it's a great way when you're using milk or cream. This is the worrying stage where I've been stirring it for about 4 minutes and absolutely nothing's happened, so fingers crossed something happens, otherwise it's a silly video. As a chef, I'm presuming that the acidity in the sour cream is going to separate the whey from the curds in the milk, and the egg whites should bind onto that protein, he says scientifically. But I've never done this before, so I'm very excited to see what happens. Now, something is happening, it's starting to separate. Whether that's homemade cheese or really expensive scrambled egg, we're about to find out when we get it into the mould. In the original video, it says cook for 4 to 7 minutes. I cooked for about 10 minutes in the end, and we did end up with this. Are they curds, or is it just nice, posh scrambled egg? At the moment, I'm not 100% convinced, but let's carry on as the video did and find out. You're going to need a cheese mould, just like this, pretty cheap on Amazon, and it comes with a cheese cloth. This is like a muslin, and it drains all the way off the curds. Now we're going to spoon the curds, or scrambled egg, and pack them into that cheese mould. Now we're going to take that cloth and then put it over the top, and then we're going to weigh down that curd to push out all this juice. That's the whey from the milk collecting underneath. Now I'm using a little espresso cup to lift it out of the liquid so it carries on draining in the fridge. The more liquid you remove, the firmer it's going to be when you take it out of the fridge. Now that's going in the fridge to see if it hardens up. Now in professional kitchens, this is how we pass sauces or strain things pronto style. I've got a bit more curd and a tiny mould, and in a minute you're going to see why I've made 2. Now in the viral video it said leave 3 to 4 hours in the fridge. I did that. It is quite hot in the UK at the moment, but it turned out I need to leave it overnight 24 hours to get this cheesy result. But every YouTube video seemed to stop here and they're missing this. So how do we turn a boring looking cheese into an artisan cheese board? Well, I had some edible flowers left over from a function, which I chucked on a plate and then left in a hot room and dried them out overnight. I think this is going to be a really pretty way to finish one of the cheeses. So I'm going to take the small one out of the mould, just like this. Now at the moment it still feels a little bit like a creme caramel, but I'm going to take the cheesecloth off, coat it with the flowers, and we'll do a taste test at the end of the video to see how it turns out. Sliding it onto a plate, we're going to take those dry flowers and then just press them all over the cheese. But to make them stick to the cheese, we do this. I'm going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. This is going to add a bit more flavour and allow the flowers to stick to the outside of the cheese. Creme caramel. Standard chef, I've taken all my brushes to work and left them there, and I have no brushes at home, hence I'm just using my finger just to spread all that olive oil around the outside of the cheese. Creme caramel. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of cling film back to the same mould and just put that back inside just to push those flowers into the cheese. And that's going back in the fridge just to dry out a little bit more. And now for the next one, I think it's going to give it a load more flavour. In the greenhouse I've got a lovely herb garden and I'm picking some fresh herbs that I'm going to chop up. Now I'm picking herbs that work really well with cheese, like chives, that oniony flavour, a little bit of parsley, a little bit of sage. I'm going to chop those up nice and finely, real-time speed people. I wish, but we do teach knife skills at the Winchester Cookery School. And if you are chopping, one thing we do teach is put your flat hand on top of the blade like this, and you can chop as fast as you like without any endangerment coming to your fingers. Now it looks great, it looks like a fresh cheese. and a fresh cheese is a truly blank canvas. But the question is now, can you add fresh herbs to a fresh cheese and make a cheese worthy of an artisan cheese board? And what will it taste like? Will it add to it or just make it look pretty? And just like before, we're adding this extra virgin olive oil, which will add a little bit more fat, a little bit more flavour, and of course it's going to help those herbs stick to the outside of the cheese. I'm packing loads on, doing the same as before, but I'm going to use muslin for this, and I'm going to push that straight back in there. A bit more olive oil on the bottom, and then add the rest of the herbs just to stick it so it's all the way around 360 degrees of cheese. Now just like this, going in the fridge, and this will help the outside dry out a little bit more, hopefully making it firmer than it is now. Now it's been a couple of hours, and this is how I build an artisan cheese board. Different size cheeses, the big one goes at the back, the smaller one in front of it, keeping the board tidy, a little stack of freshly chopped celery, some lovely black grapes. And these cheesy homemade biscuits work really well. I use the leaves from the celery just to pack in there to give it a little bit of a final finish, a little bit of sliced peach, and there we have our artisan cheese board. Now, how does it taste? Is it worthy of that process? So, in conclusion, it's okay. Looks good. Is it a little bit eggy? You can't really taste the egg, but it's kind of got like a curdy kind of ricotta-y kind of finish. So, I mean, it's okay. The flowers, the herbs on it make a massive difference. It adds loads of flavour that you probably wouldn't get in those other cheeses. That, if you notice, they don't taste test their own cheese. They make it, they slice it, they get millions of views, but they don't taste it to see how good it tastes. And on this channel, that's what you get from me. So I'll tell you what makes the biggest difference. The little cheese biscuits I've made, little bar biscuits from a hotel I worked in Wales. I'll give you the recipe to those in the next video. They are sensational. A little bit of chilli in there, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a mixture of cheddar, parmesan, super cheesy, and that adds to the cheesiness of this homemade cheese. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you love cooking and you want to cook like a chef at home, don't forget the link for my PDF cookbook is down below, and that's the fundamentals of cookery. It teaches you everything that we learn as chefs when we first start out, and it'll make your home cooking a level up to something sensational. Give it a try and your food's going to taste better forever, personal guarantee. And if you enjoy cooking, check out this video next, and maybe after this experiment we'll make homemade ricotta next, because I found the perfect recipe for ricotta and lemon donuts. See you next time, thank you for watching, and as always, stay tasty, and I'll see you in the next video.